And that's pretty cool. Man, making remakes is fun. Hey there, PLV here and welcome back to the channel. To make it simple, if you're looking to progress and improve your skills as a music producer, making a remake is the single fastest way to get you there. Which is why in this video, I'm going to show you how you can produce a remake and all the steps required in between in order to make it as easy as possible for you. Let's go. Okay, so you might be wondering, PLV, what song are you going to remake? Well, if you couldn't tell from the intro, I chose Firestone by Kygo. It's such a classic, a song I've always wanted to remake, and it's relatively simple with not too much elements, and for this tutorial it's perfect because I don't want to make things complicated. So the first step is to break it down. And the first thing I need to know is the key and the BPM. So, Firestone, Kygo, key. Alright, so it's B minor and a BPM of 114. Alright, now I'm going to listen to it on Spotify and just write down all the different elements that I can hear. So there's an intro pluck, piano, big snare, percussions, obviously. Is there like a bass or a something? Potentially. Okay, then we have chopped synths. Then we have like the pluck lead flute melody. Effects, transitions, and impacts. I think there's a nice delay on the lead as well. Okay, the bass. Okay, it's a short bass, so that's pretty cool to know. Then we have, kick, clap, snap. So nostalgic, So good. Ooh, there were some birds here. All right, cool. I'd say we have a lot right now. The first thing we're gonna have to do is to extract the vocals because we need the vocals to remake the song, and we're gonna break it down again with La La La. Okay, so I do want vocal and instrumental for now. We'll do the rest after. So I'm just gonna come here, drag it here. Then I just have to wait for it to extract. And there you go, we have our vocals. Short of fire, I'm the dark in need of light. That is like so clean. Okay, perfect. We have our vocals. Now I want to look a bit more into what the drums, the bass, the guitars, the synth, all of this is, because La 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 can break down all the stems for you. And so I want to know, because it'll make it easier for me to do the remake when I can just focus on each stem at a time. Alright, cool. I think we have enough. There is one last thing to do before we can actually start the production, but if you want to use La 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 to make remixes or remakes or extract any instrument from any track, you can use the link in the description with the code PLV10 to get 10% off any paid plans. It's personally the one that I've been using since day one. It works for me. I think it is of a great quality, so I can only recommend it to you. Okay, so now the last thing we need to break down before starting the production is the arrangement. So I'm just gonna bring the audio of it here in my DAW. There you go. Now I'm gonna adapt the BPM to what we knew, 114, and also the key just for my own reminder, B minor. Cool, so from now I'm gonna use the markers. You can use markers in any DAW, it's not just in Logic. I'm just using Logic here. So here, let's see. So it's gonna start with the intro, obviously. Now that's the first verse or breakdown that starts. We're gonna call it breakdown. I think here the build-up in a way is starting. Drop here. So there you go. Now we have our arrangement and we can start the production. Okay, so when it comes to producing a remake, there are different workflows that you could do, but I find that the easiest for me or beginners is just to go in the order as they are coming in. So for example, I'm just gonna start with the first instruments that I hear in the intro. Then I'll just keep on adding as I hear new instruments coming in. Alright, so first we have this little pluck piano note. So let's try that. D. It's D. I think it's not too far, it just needs like some reverb, a little bit of a filter, and we should be there. Yeah, I think a bit more filtered, and that should be good for now. Now, under this, I hear some synth, like some chords filtered as well, so I'm gonna try and do that. So this is basically going to be the most time-consuming part, is to find the right sounds to recreate sounds that you hear in the song. I need the chords. Okay, I like that, but I want to layer it with probably the soft piano from Labs. Because our first original piano will take care of like the lower notes, and this soft piano will take care of like the softer vibe of it. Oh, not bad. That's pretty cool. Man, making remakes is fun. I just think the low piano, like the low notes, are supposed to be a little bit louder. Okay, I think we're good. The only thing is I feel like there's like a little very, very subtle in the background. In the background. I feel like there is like a little chatter, like people talking a little bit. I want to do that. Yeah. This needs to repeat, I guess. But there's a little variation, so like I think that's it. Cool. Okay, so next, what do we have? We have like some transitions that reverse shush, like shh. It's like a huge clap or something. That's not bad. We'll stay with this for now. So next up, I think same chords, just louder, I think. Okay, so I think there's a filter that is like, the chords are more filtered here and then it opens until the intro. Start there and then open the whole way there. Automation curve. So it's like a tambourine that we have as well that comes in. I think it was more in the right side as well, so I'm gonna... Okay, so we have a kick that comes in, so we need to add that. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. The kick's pretty similar. I'm happy with that. Oh, I forgot that thing as well. But... Hey! It has a bit more of the tambourine sound, so maybe I could have one here. And it needs some reverbs as well. That works. Oh wait, first there's a snap. Like here. And I know exactly which snap to take. That one. Now there's a clap here. Perfect! If not the original one. The way I do it is once I have my sound, I just listen to the original track and I just place each sound whenever I hear them. Okay, so let's do that snare, like the... Okay, we're gonna keep that for now. I'm gonna try to not obsess too much about the mixing, the sound, and I'm gonna try and get like all the arrangement, all the elements, and then after I'll focus more about like the sound design and mixing. I think there's just this tambourine here. I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm afraid. Yep, that's it. Okay. Oh yeah, so here the melody stops, I think. Yeah. I'm afraid. Alright, intro done. Okay, so now we have same chords, but in a very soft filtered synth. So I'm gonna have to find a sound that would sound like this. Yeah, just without the low end. Yeah. More something like this, I think. Okay. Which chords is it though? Once again, by listening to the reference track, I noticed that the chords were changing, so I adapted it. I think it continues, but it adds back all the pianos. Okay, I think they're filtered though. So we're gonna get back our filter. So that's the break when then there's a little tambourine thing. And I think there's a little reverse tambourine. Yeah, that's exactly that. That sounds good for the transition. Okay, and then I think it goes on to the chopped synth. So let's do that. I'm doing this just by ear, by the way. It was going up, so I was like, there's something wrong. G, A, B minor, D, which we need to do. Firestorms, and when they strike, we feel the love, sparks of fly. Okay, cool. Now we need a better synth sound. Okay, so I found my 3 layers. I have this one, which is a pluck. Then I have another one here, which takes more of like the softer low end of it. And then on Vital this time, I found a nice pluck that pretty much is the main pluck. And this one takes care of more of like the transient and the attack. And all the 3 together sound like this. And compared to the original, it's not bad, maybe a bit less of that one. And it's filtered as well a bit more here. Alright, cool. Next, we have that snare that is still here, so I'm gonna bring it from there. I think it repeats. It's just the snare and the chord for now. Oh, you know what? It has a huge delay that I don't think I took care of that. Okay, and I think he animates it as well, like it's 1 every 2 snares. Okay, I also added the soft piano here, just as normal chord. So I think here I'm gonna add back all the pianos as well, because I think they're coming back in. Okay, so that gives us this. And in desire, oh, we can burn in love tonight. Our hearts alive, firestorms, and when they strike. I feel like there was a little transition, like a shh, but like super subtle. And the most important part, the melody like filtered, so we're gonna do that so that we can put it here in the build-up. Now that's gonna be fun. And because the idea here of doing this exercise of making a remake is to learn, it's okay to watch a tutorial. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find a tutorial to learn how to make that lead in Vital. Kygo Firestone lead in Vital.
Here's the Kygo Firestone lead inside of Vital.
Okay, so after following this tutorial, this is what I have. We're not far. I'm trying to find the melody. That's it! Take a little break for lunch. Let's continue with the build-up and drop. I feel like I need an extra pad in the background just so that the chords are a bit more linked together, otherwise it feels a bit dry. Maybe something like this, but just like super quiet. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see then what does he add? You know, let's just go one by one. So this we have. Okay, and then there's this repeating piano note that comes back as well, but with different notes, like it's not the exact same. Ignite our bones, when they strike, we light up the world. It's something like this, I don't know what exactly, because it's really hard to listen to it. Okay, so there's a little uplifter with an impact and a little tambourine here, so let's do that. We light up the world. We light up the world. Something like that. Now, before moving on to the next part, I'm curious, like, if you would have to do a remake, which song would you choose? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe as well to not miss any of the upcoming videos. We'll take care about the sound design a bit later. Right now, I want to add all the elements that are here in the build-up. So basically what we have here for the build-up is gonna be our chords. Shtick. So now we also have chopped synth. So I'm gonna try and find a sound for our chord synth. Okay, so I came up with those two pianos for now. Dense pianos. Which are just one preset I found on Serum. This one from a Martin Garrix pack. And just a dance piano, which is like made of Addictive and just OTT. I also reworked a little bit the lead, which I added some like more plucky marimba style to it. Which I think matches a bit better. So right now, that's what we have. We light up the world. Okay, so I'm gonna have to continue the lead melody and do a bit more. That's it. Okay, so it cuts the chords at some point here. I think here, somehow. And then we bring everything. Okay, so then the drops comes in, so we obviously have our melodies, so we're gonna put that. I'm gonna keep with all the chords that we have. And then we have the kick, which we should have around here. So I'm gonna take the same. I'm gonna remove the filter that I had on it. So right now I hear no other drums than the kick, but the bass, and that's a big one that we need to do. So I found this on the MHA bank for the mid bass. Just short, following the chord's rhythm, and then just a basic sub, same thing. Cool, so now the one more thing I need to do on the bass is the sidechain. I'll put a short sidechain because it's a short bass. Same thing for the sub. Okay, so here the bass continues from what I could tell. Okay, so then it continues. I'm gonna loop all this and it adds the snap. Every 2 kick is the snap. And here there's our clap as well. So we had it already. I'm gonna take the same. And there's this, transition that we have. So I'm gonna put it as well. Okay, almost there. There's still some few drums in the drop that we need to add. Okay, so I found this nice little tambourine loop that matches the overall vibe. Because there was some variations like this in the original, so I think that matches as close as I can. And then I added a little extra kick in between the original kick. Just for some extra groove. So right now that would give us this. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of all the instruments and the arrangement. Now let's move on to the mixing and sound design, which is definitely the hardest part, but this is why we're doing this exercise, right? I do have, however, 2 tips for you. As we are currently in a learning exercise, it is completely okay to look up for tutorials. You don't have to completely try to do it on your own. I think the best that you can do is to try to find it on your own so that you can push your ear to, find with mixing, sound design, or anything that you can do. Find something that is like the closest to it, but then it's okay to watch some tutorials to actually learn like the correct or another better way to do things so that you can actually learn more skills. A second thing that I recommend is to not do what I'm doing right now, which means not do a remake in one day. My ears are dead right now. I'm so fatigued, it's horrible. So I'm gonna do my best to do some quick mixing and sound design right after, but definitely take your time. Take a few days off before going back to it because you really need your ear to be ready for it. Alright, so one thing I noticed is definitely the snare. I'd like to get it closer to the original because that's kind of like the, you hear Firestone, instantly you hear that snare, right? Maybe something like this? Maybe less on this.
Firestone.
Not bad.
Firestones.
I think that's the closest I'm gonna get it. I think there's less of those pads.
Firestones. And when they strike.
Okay, I think we need more of the lead as well that come in. Okay, I need the same animation, so let's do that. For the cutoff.
Of the world. When they strike, we light up the world.
I can hear more distortion in the bass as well, so I'm gonna try this. And the one I'm using all the time is DST. Like, that's the only distortion that works for me. Let's see if we can do something cool for the leads. I think the snap and clap can be louder. So yeah, basically from there it's gonna be pretty boring. It's gonna be just me referencing the original, my own, the original, my own, and just doing some changes and trying to make it as good as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'll see you back for the final result. But before, I wanted to remind you that if you're looking for a vocal remover or an instrumental AI splitter, you can check out Lalalai. I really recommend them. And if you use my link in the description, it'll give you 10% off with the code PLV10. In the meantime, keep learning and I'll see you in the next one.
Dark in need of light. When we touch, you inspire. Feel it changing me tonight. So take me up, take me higher. There's a world not far from here. We can die in desire, or we can burn in love tonight. Our hearts alive.